Okay, well, welcome back. Another weekend, more stuff to do. So I'm back in the shower, the ceiling is dried and the patch has pretty much disappeared. So I'm going to now get it ready. I have a little helper, but I'm going to get it ready for the blue rubberizing, which means masking tape around the edge because I don't want to get that on the newly painted ceiling. And then take that off, take the taps off, and then I'll come back in and show you what needs to be done. Well, some of you will remember this from the little bathroom. This is what's going to go on next. So as you can see, it's just rolled on. It's a kit. So in the kit we have this, which is for the corners, and this, which is for the hot and cold water outlets out of the wall, and this, which is just blue rubbery paint, and you just roll that on the wall afterwards. So we're going to start off with a paintbrush and get these on. To do that, I'm going to have to turn off the water and unscrew the taps. So here it is. It's basically like slime, and the first thing we're going to do, not too much but a good amount, is get it spread around here. So a bit thicker than that actually. There's plenty of it. I remember from the other shower there was quite a lot left over. And then I actually put a fair bit where I didn't necessarily need to get, which is on the threads. So pop down my brush and pick up this. And then I just have to stretch this over there, which I can't do one-handed, unfortunately. So there we go. And once it's over, flatten it out, and then more gunk over the top and seal it in. And that will stop water from infiltrating through there. And it's worked very well on the other side. So I'm going to do the same there, and then we'll do the corners. So they're both on, perfect. And now it's time to do the corners. So that's just going to basically paint down and then stick this, which I've already cut to length, up through the corner, and that'll be that. So you just basically lay it in there, and then over the top with the paintbrush again in the corner, with a lot more matte gunk, and it'll stick the same as these did. The corner piece is in. They're slowly going to dry, and now it's just a matter of getting the little paint roller and rollering everything else. And after that, it's a usable shower because everything is waterproof. It's just like a rubber seal. So I'm going to get on and do that now. Hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, taps back on, and now I just leave everything to dry, and that is one rubberized shower cubicle, which means I can put a shower tray in. So that's pretty good. It's a good hour's work, but this stuff is pretty reliable, so quite happy with that. And now I'm going to go and use the other shower, and then I'm going to head up to the co-op, as I always do. So we'll check back in tomorrow and see how this is dried up. There's plenty left actually. I might get a second coat in, but I just need to wash my tools and go and wash myself. Okay, well, good morning. It's the next morning. This has dried up nicely. So this is now all waterproof. And the next thing to do is to get the shower tray in. So I've got the shower tray here. It's a very flat shower tray, but that should be fine. It's a very flat floor. So I'm going to unpack it and test fit it, line it up, see how everything fits, and then start plumbing in the drain. So in the corner, is the pipe. It's a flexi pipe. It'll make life easier. That plumbs straight in with the plumbing from the sink and from the loo the other side. So it shouldn't be, I shouldn't say this, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, well, that's where it's going to sit. I've just popped it in there. Now there's one immediate problem, is that the hole isn't in the right place for the drain. So I'm going to have to cut that out. That's not a massive problem. And this corner I seem to have pushed up here on the rubber seal, but that doesn't seem to be a massive problem either. So I'm going to take it back out. I'm going to mark up here, and I'm going to get that cut out so that I can get the drain right into that hole there. Okay, well, it's another morning and it's very warm, and I'm just getting ready to cement this with the micro cement, so the whole area here up down this wall as well. Well, I've realised that for some reason I deleted the videos of me putting in the shower tray, but the shower tray is in. I have in fact even had a shower in here, so everything works. I'm going to take off the last bits here and put this plastic sheet on as soon as everything's dried up properly. It needs to be nice and dry. Masking tape is all the way around, so that should be fine. And then I should mix up my bucket of stuff, and we'll get on with cementing and finishing up this shower. Okay, well, there we go, all set up now. Everything's plastic lined, the bits off the top. I just need to wrap these in masking tape, the taps, and then I shall mix up the cement. Okay, well, it's exactly the same stuff as in the other bathroom, so it's just like very fine cement. Just add 1.5 litres to 2 litres of water, which I have here, to the bucket, and mix it with the electric mixer till it gets sort of like yogurty, and then spread it on the walls. And there we go. I'm going to leave it to rest for 3 or 4 minutes while I go and get a tripod. And then I'm going to start smearing on the wall, smearing it on the walls. Now, exactly the same way as I did in the other bathroom, I will seal the corners with silicone, so that'll stop it cracking in the corners, although we have the rubber behind anyway, so it'll just be getting the walls in big chunks set up. Okay, well, that's the first bucket scraped empty, and we've got here above the door, the back of the shower, and about 1/3 of that wall. So I'm going to mix up the second bucket before that dries out. Keep going down and round to here, get it all done. I seem to be using more than I was last time, and there are more imperfections, but hopefully that'll just add to the charm of it. Okay, well, that's 2 buckets, and as you can see, we're done. Looks pretty good. Needs sealing now, so 48 hours of drying, but I'm heading back to Austria this afternoon. So it'll be next time I come, I can seal it, but see if I can zoom out, so you can get a better idea. That's pretty much what it looks like. So it's, I think it looks pretty good. You know, it's not supposed to look perfect. Nothing here ever does. It matches my terrible plastering in the rest of the bedroom. But yeah, that'll do. So next time it'll be sealing everything, and then the corners a bead of silicone, around the base a bead of silicone, and that'll be it. So so there we go. So hello and welcome back. It's been another fortnight, and I'm back in Italy. I'm looking a bit red and sweaty because I've just put a tow bar on the back of the little Golf that we leave here, so I can tow the trailer with all of its stuff up and down. The weather is very, very warm. The rose bush has gone crazy and it's packed full of beautiful roses. And the plan for these couple of days is still to keep on tidying up, but I'm also going to go and measure everything for this roof so that I can get everything sorted out. Sort out the wood, the tiles, price everything up so I know how much I need to do, and have a look inside, make sure that everything is as I think it'll be. So I'm going to head up there now and I shall take you with me. So I don't think I've ever had this this set of shutters open on video, but this will be the view out at our future kitchen across the village and past this. Well, I'm going to have to trim it a little bit, but for now we're going to be heading up here through this little hole, and I'm not going to do that with the camera in my hand. Okay, well, most of you will remember what it's like up here because we did do some fixing, or a little bit of fixing, and we changed the gutter on that side. But the plan now is to basically take everything off, take off all of the wood, take off all of the slats and rebuild it completely. And once this roof is completely rebuilt and sealed, then I'm going to take out this ceiling completely, and I'm going to take out that wall there completely, and we'll have one room which is going to be basically this big and all the way up to the roof with that little window, and that will be our kitchen. So I'm going to climb up onto these floorboards here. So the great thing is that there is sort of a floor up here, and if I basically just lay some boards out, I'll be able to do a lot of the work from inside. Now, what's not so great is that this whole area was used to smoke, well, that side was used to smoke chestnuts for a very long time, and some mice seem to have brought a lot of walnuts up here, but all of the walls are black, so what we won't be able to do easily or effectively is to have stone walls. So it'll probably all end up either plastered or probably even better doubled with plasterboard, because it is a kitchen, so the green plasterboard would be quite good. I'm still thinking, but I think I'll probably put at least one Velux window on this side of the roof, so you can get your bearings. This side of the roof we're looking down the street, on the other side of the roof we're looking up onto the village. So I think on this side here it might be worth having a Velux that would drop light straight down into the kitchen. Just it doesn't need to be a particularly big one. So it isn't a fabulous bit of roof, to be honest. This is a ridiculously sized beam, and then is stocked up to try and get this flat. So this obviously wasn't done very well. As you can see, all of these beams are off. They're all on different angles and what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to leave this beam, this top beam, and I'm going to leave this one. Now this one, I'm not sure how good this floor is. So it looks like it's been attacked a bit here, but only in surface. So I'll treat it. That's about the right size of a beam for this roof. It's been attacked, sort of. Yeah, there's something in there. So I'll definitely treat that. So I'm just going to leave those three, take everything else off, and then I'm going to shutter along the edges here and down at the bottom there, and I'm going to pour concrete with metal reinforcements all the way around here and down the other side to bind these walls together. And then the roof will just sit on top. Now, it's not really earthquake proof, it's not a very big roof, and it has been here for a long time, but it'll certainly be better than it is now. And it'll also enable me, there is some cement that's been done on the outside there, but it'll enable me to get these beams nice and straight, get everything lined up. These are far too small for holding the tiles. We need bigger bits of wood there, but I'll be using very much the same basic structure. And yeah, it shouldn't be too complicated. I need it to bind in there on that wall. So we need a nice piece of flashing or whatever it's called. And on this edge, the same again. Build a little window for this. It's got a square entrance, so that'll make life easier there. And yeah, well, hopefully it won't be too complicated. So I need to measure up all of these, work out how many tiles I need, how much wood I need. See, large bits of these are just, you know, one bit of wood with another bit of wood nails to it, and then stuck on top of two other little bits of wood, but because it didn't quite make it. So it really isn't great, and definitely needs to be completely redone. Now, light doesn't mean that it leaks, but this roof does leak. And it's, well, it's just, I think the nicest way of putting it is on the piss, which means it's not straight at all. So, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go and get my tape measure, and I'm going to start measuring up. The room is going to be about 20 square meters. So that long wall there has a door downstairs, if you remember, in the back of there, that goes underneath the stairs, the main hallway stairs. But I think it might be the best idea to put the kitchen units up against that wall, and maybe have an island for cooking in the sink. I'll have to see. So first things first, it's going to be the roof. Once the roof is done, the ceiling will come out, then the partition wall will come out, and then we'll have this nice big open space. I can start shuttering it and plasterboarding everything up. So that's the plan. See the old shovel there? Right, should have a look out at this view. It's not bad, is it? I'm still up here. It is incredibly hot. The heat coming off the bottom of these tiles, which have just been baking all day in the sun, it's phenomenal. So as I look, this beam, which is a lot smaller, has actually been cemented in. This has obviously been redone. And although these beams are slightly blackened, they're not particularly black compared, for example, to this one here, which is also not from the sawmill. So it was obviously redone in bits, and I imagine at one point there were 3 huge beams like this, and the top beam might be original, but I think that beam over there has been changed, so something pretty structural must have happened at some point. But no one's been able to tell me exactly what. I did ask, and I think that this was last done sometime in the 70s, in the 1970s, so not that long ago, but obviously not done professionally. This, for example, this bit of wood here, that's the top bit, that's sort of a spacer, is in fact one of these bits of wood off the floor. In fact, it's probably that one there that's missing. So yeah, it's all a bit shifty, but I think it'll look great when it's done, because it is such a nice room, and it's not hugely high, but if you look, I'm 1.94 meters, so about 6'4". There's another, well, hand above me, so if we say that's just over 2 meters, and the ceiling downstairs is 2 meters something, 250 maybe, well, it's not actually that high, but maybe 250 to floor level, so 4.5 meters to the top, and then 3 meters to the sides. I think that'll be a nice cathedral height. Certainly not high enough to build a mezzanine or anything, but I think it'll look pretty nice. So yeah, there's it's going to be a lot of cleaning out, and that's always a problem in these little villages. But then I think we'll do really well. Look at how the smoke just escaped out from between the tiles, and where there was, let me hop over to another beam, where there was obviously a slightly less good seal and more smoke could escape, they're that much darker. It's amazing. For me personally, I can't imagine lighting a fire inside my house and filling it with smoke. But that's me, 2022. Right, on with the measuring. Okay, well, it's the next morning and I've been a busy little bee. Yesterday I fitted a tow bar to the Golf, so I can take that to the dump now because it's much smaller than the bus. There it is, and it works. These are the bits I had to take out. The old bumper inner piece, and which explains why I'm slightly red in the face. It's partly sunburn, and partly because I've got another trailer load of rubbish ready to go to the tip. I need to strap it down, obviously, and swap those top boxes out with the furniture. But then I should be going to the tip with that. Pick up the kids who are at the swimming pool, and then go and see the neighbour who's changed some doors. I might have some nice old doors to give away, which would be excellent because that would save me faffing about trying to make new ones. So that's the plan. It's now late morning. I'm going to sit down and try and stop sweating because it is incredibly hot. It's been well over 30 and we haven't had any thunderstorms. Up here it's not so bad, but once you get down into Pontremoli, into the town, it's sweltering. So that's why the kids are at the pool. So there we go. I shall pick up with you later on my way to the dump, I guess. Quickly to check my straps on the trailer. Everything seems to be holding together. It's not a particularly common sight, convertible with a trailer on, but it works very well. Everything's still here. It's pretty tight. It's tight enough. We'll get there. So I'm going to go and unload it. It is scorchingly hot. If you see, I don't know if you can, let me turn the camera around. Up on this building here, which is where they sell mushrooms, there is a sign. It says 1526, the 17th of the 6th, and 41 degrees. So that's pretty warm. The end of another trip. Rosebush still going on. Weather is beautiful. It's very warm. It's a bit of a shame to be heading back to Innsbruck, although it's pretty warm there too. But it's always much nicer out here with the breeze in the countryside than it is in town. So yeah, lots more to do. It's going to be planning. I've pretty much put together the prices on most of these things. It's going to be deciding where to get everything and then bring everything down and get on with doing that roof. So that's the summer project. That's the next thing that's going to happen. That, along with getting rid of more stuff, taking more stuff to the tip, tidying up and building a workshop downstairs. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then like, subscribe, tell your friends. And well, thank you very much for watching. Take care and bye-bye for now.